$105,856,488 will be, is our proposal for the budget. So we did put out some objectives, right? And I did establish, what I called perennial objectives, right? And one is to conserve revenue estimates, use conservative revenue estimates based on it. It's one thing for us to be able to forecast and look at a trend, but not understand everything in the environment that's happening around us, and then put an estimate and a price that we'll never achieve. That would cause a budget shortfall. We want to focus on our employees and retain the most talented workforce that we possibly can, the most professional. And that pays off in a number of areas. It really does help us in securing the employees and providing world-class services. We are right now in the process of moving away from a brokered health insurance process and becoming a self-insured, right? And as a self-insured, we, instead of working through a broker person, work directly with the insurance providers. So our current deal is with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it looks to be, savings in the, six, potentially seven figures as we go forward. We also want to pursue those areas that are focused on economic growth, and that brings development into the town, right? Smart development, the right development for town. So there's a number of conversations and other things that we're looking at how we do this. So we also then want to prioritize spending external funding sources before we spend town sources. This is a key tenet of how we like to operate the budget. If we have earmarked money, grant money, ARPA, COVID, you name it, a donation account, the ambulance receipt reserve, we like to spend those funds first before we spend those that we collect in taxes, and that preserves the base from that. So this is really a $3.7 million increase from the previous years, where it represents a 3.6% increase. The state aid, again, you've heard my comments on state aid before, relatively flat. Again, we should push aggressively on our representatives to increase state aid and bring more money to the town. So we are seeing a jump in local receipts, but this also accounts for some other funding sources that we have. This includes cannabis, right? That is one showing up on the tax rolls as a tax, and we tax at 3% for cannabis, but we also do have the host community agreements that has provided some funding in excess of $500,000. But the free cash that you have today before you is approximately $900,000 from the previous year. We have projects that we've nominated. We have money that we've spent it on. Those projects are laid out here. So I will present some measures later in this meeting that will account for the remainder of that free cash for FY23. The capital projects, so this year we're going to bring you $15 million worth of projects, but over the next 5 years we're proposing $84 million. There are a number of ways that we fund these, through borrowing, through free cash, through budget, and then again, two other big projects out on the horizon, North Attleboro High School and the police station. Next, town, right, as confirmed by the auditor in the last meeting, and the S&P 500 in their report, that the town is a AA positive on extremely firm financial ground. Our enterprise funds are well managed, right? And again, enterprise funds have no direct impact on the general fund budget, right? And our free cash, we continue to fund needed projects with that, right? But we have some offsets. The American Rescue Plan, the total of $8.2 million that we had previously are still available, and we're using that to fund a number of projects, including the purchase and update of 451 Elm Street.
North Attleboro is a small town of approximately 30,000 total residents, not all of whom are tax-paying residents. The general consensus of many of the taxpayers I've spoken with are of the opinion that Northtown leaders have lost their way and chosen to serve the wishes of special interest groups relative to special interest agendas, rather than manage the town's financial resources solely for the benefit of the tax-paying residents. Nobody has said to me, I can't wait till fiscal year 25 so my taxes go up again.
Are there any other members of the public who wish to address the council on the budget as part of the public hearing? Hearing none, I will take a motion to close the public hearing.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. The public hearing is closed.